Towns built to support these now-dead industries sprawl outwards from Glasgow's borders. One of these is Bells Hill, which is hometown to Sean Dixon.
Love is such a game, and I don't wanna play.
With his former band, the Soup Dragons, Sean experienced the strange sensation of being one day an unemployed youth in a small town, and the next being an unemployed youth playing on Top of the Pops. But he's always stayed close to his roots and is based firmly in Scotland with his new band, the High Fidelity. Sean took me on a tour of his teenage haunts, the places where his musical career had begun. So what's the significance of this place then, Sean?
When I was about 14, 15, we used to come down here with tape recorders, like us and a bunch of friends and things. There was a lot of people at that time around here that were kind of into music. It was
as a result of what? I mean, what were they inspired by?
Being unemployed. Or unemployable.
So you actually played in there then?
That's right. Because
the audience, like a rock fest.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the audience out here on the, just like...
Cell stock.
Were you born in the maternity hospital down there?
Yeah. Me and Sheena Easton.
That's quite nice. I was going to make a little secret silent pilgrimage to... as a bit of an admirer of Sheena. Her music, of course. She used to go out with Richard Skinner, and he was a DJ at Radio 1. He used to have the programme before mine. And he used to come in and sort of, you know, oh yeah, Sheena and I, and you just think, you bastard. Why you?
So you had the hots with Sheena Easton?
Well, I mean, only intellectually. I mean, obviously, no interest. I'm a very happily married man. No interest in her physically. Good God. Right, so
I think we should change the subject.
I think we should change the subject.
See where those houses are?
Yeah.
That used to be a slaughterhouse.
I wonder if the people who live there know that.
Yeah, yeah. And that used to just be full of like cows' heads and like bits of cows' legs and things, and all the local stray dogs and that used to drag them about. And I remember my mum and dad having a big argument once. It went on for like days about who was going to move the cow's leg from the front of our garden.
That's horrific. Not good for the sensitive vegetarian like myself.
That's why I'm vegetarian.
Is it? Yeah.
There may not have been much work around when Sean was growing up, but it hadn't always been that way. Until the 1960s, the young men of Bells Hill had coal mining as a career option. One of these young men was Sean's dad, Sam, who took us to inspect one of his teenage haunts.
8 or 9 killed or something. Well, it used to be here then. I mean, if we'd come here 20 years ago.
If you came here 20 years ago, there was a village here with a cooperative, a mine, Hamilton Palace Colliery. My father took me down when I was 15. I was kicking Tracy's over. And he says, right, Tracy's over. In other words...
He was a troublemaker.
I was a troublemaker. And
my dad.
It gave me the opportunity of earning a living down the pit, so they made an arrangement for me to go down one day.
It must have been a tough life. I mean, both down the pit and out of it.
Well, we were brought up tough.
How about you, Sean? You brought up tough, do you reckon?
Brought up disciplined.
Yeah.
Brought up disciplined. Yeah, right.
If they hadn't, if the systems hadn't changed, hadn't closed the pit down, you'd be down there. You'd be down
no,
there.
I doubt it. No, he was too shrewd, too clever.
Yeah.
That's Gordon. Too shrewd, too clever.
You're too shrewd, too clever,
yeah,
Sean?
Well, I had 3 sons.
Not going to argue with you, Dad.
Well, I had 3 sons and a daughter.
Right.
Colin's a cop, policeman.
Yeah.
Ross is an engineer. Then with Sean, we know what he is.
What are you, Sean?
You know what am I?
Define yourself.
A musician. Then we have...
I love the way he just flies by. Musician.
Then we have...
Do you like the stuff that he does? Do you listen to the stuff that he does?
Oh, tapes in the car.
Have you?
Oh, I'm
Good
into
man.
that.
Yeah,
I'm into that. I'm into that gear.
Yeah.
Into that gear. You know, you get the all... I don't think they get a chance, half these guys.
No.
Having thoroughly embarrassed Sean, I thought I'd move on to the nearby town of Motherwell, which was once home to the massive Ravenscraig steelworks and is still home to one of my favourite Scottish